Hello and welcome to Rounding to Decimal Places with Cuba Education. In this mini lecture you will round to 1, 2 and 3 decimal places. Okay, so let's start with rounding numbers to 1 decimal place. So let's say we have 1.46 and I want you to round this to 1 decimal place. 1 decimal place means I only want one number after the decimal point, which means I want to keep a number here. So if I want to keep this number here, I have to look at the number next to it, okay, to decide whether that number stays as a 4 or whether it changes to a 5. Okay, if the number next to it, okay, next to this 4, is 5 or above, we must round this number up, okay, because we only want 1 decimal place. So this is the number we're going to either keep or change the same. The rest will go away. If the number is 4 or below, okay, if this number is 5 or above, we change this. If it's 4 or below, we leave this as it is, okay? So as we can see, it is a 6. So we're going to round this 4 to a 5, okay? And so our final answer is 1.5 to 1 decimal place. Okay, let's do another one. So here we've got 1.23. I want to round to 1 decimal place. So I look at the 2 and I need to keep a number there. It's either going to be a 2 or the next number above 2, which is a 3. Okay, so it's a 3, and because it's a 3, we just leave it as it is. We leave it as a 2. So it becomes 1.2. Okay, so let's look at rounding to 2 decimal places then now. Okay, we have our number, and when I want to round to 2 decimal places, it means I need to keep these 2 numbers. Okay, so I need to keep the 2 anyway, but the second number is the one that we either need to change or keep the same. We look at this number next to it, and as we can see, it's a 6, and because it's a 6, we must round this up. So that's going to become a 4. So it'll be 1.24 to 2 decimal places. Okay? Let's have a look at another one. 1.464 to 2 decimal places. So again, we want 2 numbers after the decimal, so we stop at the 6, but we need to look at the 4 to decide whether that 6 is going to stay a 6 or go up 1 number. Well, it's 4 or below, which means we're going to leave it the same. So it'll be 1.46, okay, to 2 decimal places. The last one then, rounding to 3 decimal places. Let's say we've got this number 1.4646, and we want 3 decimal places now, which means we need 3 numbers after the decimal. So we're looking at this one's either going to stay the same or change, and we look at this one to figure that out. Well, that's a 6, and again, like we said, if it's 5 or above, this must change to the next number up. Okay, so it's going to be 1.465. This number must change, but we have left it at 3 decimal places after the decimal point. Let's have a look at another one. 1.2364. Okay, and I'm rounding to 3 decimal places, so I need to keep these 3 numbers, but this is either going to stay as a 6 or change to a 7. So let's look at the number next to it. That's a 4, and because it's a 4, we know it's 4 or below, so that's going to stay the same. So it's going to be 1.236. We just get rid of the 4. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. Here's some quick questions. So pause the video and have a go. Oops, I gave you the first one. Oh no, never mind. Hopefully you didn't see it. So pause the video and have a quick go, and I'll go through the answers. Okay, if you pause the video, the first one then, 1 decimal place, remember, so we can keep all these numbers. Obviously not keep them the same, but we are going to keep a number there. We need to get rid of anything else. So this first one is going to stay as a 3 because the number next to it is a 4. This one, this is going to change to a 7 because the number next to it is a 5. This is going to change to a 5 because the number next to it is also a 5. And this one is going to change to a 9 because this one is a 9. So these ones are all 5 or above, so we had to change them. This one is a 4, so we could leave it as it is. Okay? Good. Okay, have a go at rounding these ones to 2 decimal places then. Pause the video. Okay, if you pause the video and had a go. So we're looking for 2 decimal places now, so this next one we look at, that 4 is going to change to a 5 because there's a 6 there. This second decimal place on this one is going to change to a 6 because there is a 5 here. This next one is going to stay the same because there's a 2 there. And this one is going to stay the same because there's a 4 there. Okay, so it's only these two that were 5 and above. Yep, 5 and above, so we had to change them. Okay, last one then, have a go at rounding these up to 3 decimal places. Okay, if you pause the video and had a go, let's go through the answers. So 3 decimal places now, 1, 2, 3. So this 6 is going to stay as it is because that's a 4. We just get rid of that. This 5 is going to change to a 6 because we have a 7 here. This 2 is going to change to a 3 because we have a 6 there. And this 4 is going to change to a 5 because we have a 7 there. Well done, and thank you so much for using Cubit Education. We'll see you next time.